presentation. Again, my name is Patrice Royal. I am the grant writer and scholarship coordinator for BDPA BC, and just sharing some information with you all to help you find funding to pay for your education. Just first start with a quote from Barack Obama. In a global economy where the most valuable skill you can sell is your knowledge, a good education is no longer just a pathway to opportunity. It is a prerequisite. So with saying that, education is essential for future opportunities, for careers or whatever else you may have coming up. Always remember to be smart about scholarships. There's thousands of scholarship opportunities that exist. Some colleges automatically consider all applicants for scholarships. So if you are interested in any particular university or college, or if you are already enrolled in a particular university or college, it's best to, that's a great starting place to find out what opportunities may be available for you. A lot of the larger dollar amounts also come from the organizations or colleges that you are enrolled in. Other opportunities come from private sources, foundations, corporations, because they're required to give funding, pretty much. Always remember to never pay money to apply to an outside scholarship. A scholarship is free. If they're asking, because you will be doing some searching online, if they ask at all for any payment information, do not enter it in, because it is something that doesn't cost anything. Really quickly, some college cost facts that are mostly associated with paying off debt. There's $62.6 billion per year. That's the cost of what the government would have to pay to make public college tuition free. So we all know that that's a lot. It won't be free. There's a 400% increase of college costs today compared to 30 years ago. So like anything and everything, it continues to increase as time goes on. There's 75% of high school seniors who are accepted to their first choice school, but less than 57% can afford to attend, which a scholarship or any grant or any other form of funding that can assist you will definitely come in hand, because not being able to afford it is pretty common. If you were to have to take out loans, the average student debt when leaving school is around $23,700, which would amount to a $432 per month average loan payment, which is more than 10% of typical earnings from your job after college. So we want to do better than that. On the other side of the college facts, for every 10 scholarship that a student applies for, he or she receives one on average. So there will be a lot of searching and applying that goes with it, but it's not unusual for you to have to go through many attempts. If you look at it this way, 20 hours applying and winning one award for $1,000 is equivalent to $50 per hour if you were to have a job paying this. So none of your time will be wasted, and it will be a well-paying position, actually, if you look at it that way. The Department of Education and colleges award more than $46 billion in scholarships per year. Private companies and foundations, again, award more than $35 million of scholarships per year. So there's a lot of facts about the debt, but there's a lot of facts about scholarships and other funding that can help you. When looking at the types of college scholarships, there's scholarships for anything and everything, for different types of people, whether you're an athlete, a top 10 academic scholar, based on your ethnicity, African American, Hispanic, Asian, study interests, There's even some for homeschool students, for right-handed, left-handed, long hair, dark hair, whatever the case may be. There's all different types of qualifications when it comes to the eligibility. There's private colleges and universities, again, academic high GPAs and proficiency in any area, corporations, private organizations, governments, and grants. Um, a scholarship is actually a type of a grant because it's funding that you do not have to pay back. There's also scholarships for certificate programs. Although there are fewer scholarships for certificate programs than there are for degree programs, if you put forth the search effort, you can also find them. Again, by the federal and state governments, they often have a scholarship or grant program for students pursuing a certificate, like a specific certificate program. Your career college, trade school, community college, wherever you may be enrolled or interested in, they often have opportunities. Professional organizations that are related to your field of interest or pursuit. For example, BDPA, which is this one, can help you get connected to certifications with organizations such as CompTIA and all of the different certifications. I believe it's IT plus, A plus. It's a whole list that they have. But this link here will take you to that exact page and shows you how you can qualify. But again, definitely speak to whatever organization you may be associated with, because they may be the key to you qualifying or being able to get connected to these opportunities for these certificate programs. Also, with the scholarship help, definitely, I mean, searching is just one piece of the puzzle, and it's very important. You have to ask questions, seek the help, and be proactive. There's lots that you can do on the internet, your local library, local nonprofit organizations in your area, guidance counselors, whether you're in high school or if you have I forget what they're called, a representative that you speak with in college. They can help you as well. Your teachers in class, any mentors, your employer, even your parents. Some of your parents may be associated with a specific organization, and their organization could be offering opportunities for scholarships or funding for college or certifications. Again, another quote: equal opportunity. In our democracy, every young person should have an equal opportunity to obtain a higher education, regardless of his station or in life or financial means. And that's President John F. Kennedy. So when beginning this whole scholarship journey, I truly think it's a great idea to start with a plan. When it comes to the scholarship action, we're creating a scholarship action plan. You begin with starting by planning your search strategy. Think about where you want to start to search. Check your local options. Make calls. Use your connections. Search online. And again, remember that applying is free. Once you figure out how you're going to search and you begin to search, create a list of anything that you're interested in, any deadlines that may come up, so that you can keep track of what you've completed. And just really quickly, I will be making available, I have a couple of documents that you can use to help. You could even use an Excel spreadsheet or just a list. If you had pen and paper, just make the list so you can keep track of what you have seen, because there's going to be a lot of information that will be out there for you, but it just helps to keep it organized. Be sure to highlight what the judges are looking for with whatever you come across. so that you'll be sure to include that in whatever it is that you have to write or fill out. Um, Tips for writing the application essay, which came from princetonreview.com. Number one, write something about something that's important to you. Just think of anything, an experience, a person, book, anything that you can think of that can help jog your memory so that you can have something to write. Don't just recount, reflect. So, when thinking about these events, do more than just give like step by step, play by play of what took place, but be sure to describe what you learned from the experience and how it may have changed you. Number three, being funny can be tough. Sometimes it's not always appropriate, but it depends on the opportunity. I mean, what it depends on the prompt from the organization that's asking for the essay, and depending on how they're going to be reviewing it. Number four, start early, write several drafts, um, write something down, come back to it, because you may see something that you didn't notice before. Number five, no repeats. Whatever you write in your application essay or personal statement should not contradict what you said at one point. Um, and this is not the place where you list your test scores or anything like that. Sometimes they will have you include attachments if they ask for anything like that. It could be a good point. It just depends on how you word things. Make sure that you're answering the question that's being asked and don't go off on too many tangents. Read it out loud to make sure when you're reviewing to make sure that it sounds well, and also having at least another person edit your essay. Anything, a resume that you have, if you're going for a job, have somebody else take a look at it because they may be able to see some things or grammatical errors or anything that you didn't notice, and you don't want to be counted out based off of a spelling or grammatical error. Um, Brainstorming. So what will also help you with this creating this action plan is to work on a scholarship resume, which includes your goals and your challenges or anything that you've gone through in life. The same way that you have a job resume, the scholarship resume is the same thing, but you're just including everything that has to do with your education, clubs that you may be interested in, hobbies, activities, what goals do you have, what degree or career are you in pursuit of, what will you do with this. So you can just have a resume for yourself, write these different things down, describe yourself in a paragraph. Again, goals in life, favorite subjects in school and why, whatever obstacles you may have overcome, again, whatever activities, volunteer work, your strengths and weaknesses, and why you want to attend. This is something that when you create it, it'll be a good reference document for when you do come across any opportunity that you have to write from, and you won't have to think of all of these things all over again. You'll actually have a document that will give you a starting point or some writing points from where you can start and just expand from there. Um, Having a scholarship resume also helps when you are, oh, I'm getting ready, yeah, next slide, sorry. Potential references. So for a lot of scholarships will require you to attach a letter of recommendation from someone, a teacher or someone who knows the work that you do. Um, and it's wise to give this person that you're asking for a recommendation letter from, it's wise to give them a copy of your scholarship resume so that they know all of these key points about you. They may know a little bit, but you're just giving them the facts so that they will know everything you're involved in and what it is that you're trying to do. Make sure that you give them at least 2 weeks time to write a solid submission, because they may be busy in their own lives, and it takes a little bit of time to think of what to write and have it be something like, again, a solid submission for something so important. And don't forget to thank them for their time, because that's always very necessary. Where to begin to search. Many websites contain millions of scholarships and a database that's tailored to fit your criteria. A lot of these sites have capabilities that allow you to create an account where you will enter in your information, how old you are, what you're interested in, schools that you're interested in, anything and everything, so that they will also be able to send you opportunities that fit you specifically. So this searching is it's a lot when you're searching, but it really helps to create an account on one of these. I specifically have created a fast web account for a young, I think I put 13 years old in there, so they would send me as many as possible, just to see what it would be like for the students who go about this, or even parents. They have parent accounts. I mean, parents are able to sign on this as well. If you are a child who is below the age of 18, you will have to get your parents' approval before they can give you access to it. But it's an okay website. They don't need any of your personal information, any of your I guess, financial information. You don't have to pay for anything at all. You don't have to tell them your address. You don't have to tell them anything, actually, just about your interests. And it's really good. It helps. And they email me all the time. So FastWeb, I highly recommend. GoingMary.com is one that came to me from one of the parents, a parent who was connected to some organization that found this as one too, that also allows you to create an account. I believe Unigo allows you to create an account as well. Also, Winning Samples. These are 3 websites that will allow you to see some sample winning essays. Please do not, they are not meant to be copied. They are just helpful as references so you can see how and what to write. Do not plagiarize, because your information will be put into a system that will tell whoever is reviewing it whether it was copied or not. So keep that in mind. But that's very helpful for you when you are going about it. Again, education is a passport to the future. For tomorrow brings the people. For tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today. So it takes much effort to put forth. Some opportunities may come your way, but you have to get out there, ask the questions, talk to people, ask for the help. Whatever, whoever, however you're connected to any and everybody, make sure you do it, because it's all about, you will get as much as you put into it. I can put it that way. I don't know. Are there anybody who have any?
Yeah, we do have questions. So typically the questions we have received from across BDPA Nation, one would be, what are the normal timeframes, the windows that open up for scholarships? Like for instance, next semester, 2021 and 2022, what are the normal open dates and closing dates to submit applications?
Okay. To answer that, they typically the opportunities are available annually. Some are even open more often than that, but everyone's different. There's no one answer. They usually have rolling application deadlines. If you come across an organization that does have a scholarship opportunity available, usually on that same page, they tell you when it will roll around again. So that information is available, but they're all different. There's no one time specifically.
Then the next question involves scholarships for young women, minorities, veterans. Um, have you seen an increase in scholarship requests for them?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. I think I can even show an example, but well, now I can't show an example, but yes, there are many. Because, and that'll be within the eligibility. It'll be listed in the eligibility for the opportunities. They have many for all of those, any minorities, women, and veterans. And it'll just be listed in the eligibility. But there's many of those, definitely.
Another question is from information regarding cover letters and support letters. What are some of the suggestions on when to request those and who to request them?
Okay. When to request those, I would say if you have a opportunity that you come across, I would say at least 2 to 3 weeks prior to it being due, to give the time. The best people to ask, I would say, would be a teacher, some sort of mentor, even an employer, someone who has worked with you at some sort of capacity where they've seen your leadership or your effort or drive or whatever put forth, would be the best. Definitely. For example, they don't need to see cousin Johnny. Not saying that it's terrible, depending on who cousin Johnny is, but I think that it matters when the person is somebody who's in a specific position. However, it doesn't give you a better chance if it's not believable that you actually know the person. For example, if you were able to get a letter written from the mayor of your your city, it would have to be clear in the letter. They would have to make sure that it comes through that this person actually knows you, because it's not impressive with just the title of someone, but it has to come through that they actually know you and have seen your work.
And the final question is about interns and co-op. For what you've seen recently, have internships and or co-op opportunities help open doors for scholarships?
Yes, they have. And I actually just seen one this morning on because these sites that I had listed for the to help with the search, they also help you do more than just search for scholarships. For example, I saw one for internships this morning on FastWeb. So all of these sites, they also have those type of opportunities as well. And yes, internships do open doors. Yes, they do. Highly recommend it.
Thank you, Patrice. Excellent presentation today. For more on additional scholarships with your local BDPA chapter, National BDPA, our mission partners, Air Force ROTC, Army ROTC, you can reach out directly to us at bdpatoday.com, or you can also send an email directly to our national office at info@bdpa.org. This is Perry Carter Wishing you a safe and happy weekend. Thank you so much for participating in this year's Cyber Earth 2020.
Because of the wide use of cyberspace and our dependence on it, we have an inherent vulnerability, and that's why it's vital that we defend it properly. Generally, in warfare, you have an organized enemy, a force that's mobilized by a country, has a nation's backing. The cyberspace attacks can occur on an individual basis. Anybody with a $200 laptop and the right skill sets can go in and wreak havoc in cyberspace. Some examples of where you would find cyberspace are the control of power systems. Nuclear power is regulated through the use of computers. Your water system's regulated through computer systems. Because we operate so much in cyberspace, that is the new battlefield. It's constantly changing, and therefore we need to be able to adapt and overcome the problems that we face in cyberspace. And the Air Force is there to answer that call. In the future, this is going to be the premier warfighting domain. This is going to be where the major battles occur. I'm Captain Scott Hink, and I'm an Air Force Cyber Warrior.